Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here from the 2025 Mama Spring Rally. Behind me, I have the refreshed 2025 Hyundai Ioniq 5, but this one is the XRT, or the more off-road variant of the Ioniq 5. And this is actually the first time in hands-on or even seen one of these vehicles in person. And I have to say, the digital camo cladding, if you will, actually doesn't look all that bad, or as bad as I was first thinking in person. So in today's video, I want to do a quick walk-around tour of the XRT. Of course, I have different videos going over trim by trim, some of the changes here on the channel, but I want to do a in-person look at this vehicle and then take it on a very quick first drive and give you my driving impressions. Having had a little time behind the wheel of the 2025 Ioniq 5 in other trims, including the Limited and SCL, I want to see how the XRT stacks up in terms of the all-terrain tires, the suspension lift kit, some of the additional changes for the XRT. Of course, some of the cosmetic bits won't affect the way it drives, but I do want to see overall how the all-terrain tires and some of the other suspension tweaks do impact how the vehicle does on the road. So without further ado, let's not waste time. Take a look at the new Hyundai Ioniq 5 XRT and take it for a quick spin. So the Ioniq 5 in front of us is finished in the Digital Teal exterior, and of course this one being XRT has all of the unique body cladding, which of course has a digital pixel design language to it, which matches the Ioniq theme and the Ioniq brand. I think makes it a little bit more interesting than that of regular kind of matte black plastic cladding if Hyundai wouldn't have implemented that pattern throughout. So starting the front end of the XRT, you do have the full LED projector headlights up front with the daytime running light and turn signal all in that housing right there, and immediately you can tell the entire front fascia is totally different here in the XRT, with the front recovery points, front and rear parking sensors, along with the side integration. And you can see it does have the dynamic air flaps down below. There's the 360 camera system location, the matte black Hyundai logos up here on the front hood. And yeah, you'll just have to let me know what you guys think of this design choice in the comment section below. But I don't actually think it's the worst thing in the world, and it's just a little bit different and certainly more rugged in nature. Now, coming to the wheel and tire setup, this is one of the biggest changes to the XRT, as well as the suspension lift behind the scenes, because this is a Continental cross contact ATR all-terrain tire, and a 235/60 18-inch design. So it has the 18-inch XRT exclusive aluminum designed wheel with the XRT center cap. And you can see it's not a beefy all-terrain, but certainly not slouch either, and should provide additional grip and traction on all-terrain or mixed type of surfaces. You have gloss black mirror caps, LED turn signal integration, cameras for the 360 camera system. They are going to have blind spot detection as standard. No auto dimming exterior mirrors, however. But you do have the Hyundai Digital Key 2.0 Premium on both of the two proximity entry door handles in the front. And here from the side, of course, you get the new roof rails for the refresh up top. More of that body camo cladding here on the back of the vehicle. And no sunroof on this particular one, as the XRT is not available with it. Now, coming out back, you get the same design or refresh tweaks as some of the other trims with the XRT exclusive bits. So you have full LED lighting up top with your brake lights, turn signals, and reverse lights all in this housing up here. The Digital Teal or pixel design language continues on here for the quarter panel into the rear bumper, with a little bit of kind of a dark gunmetal gray trim in the middle. There's the rear parking sensors, backup camera, black Ioniq 5 and Hyundai logos, and the addition of the standard rear window wiper, which I know a lot of previous owners or prospective buyers of this vehicle are very happy to see. H-Track all-wheel drive is going to be standard on XRT, and the charge port location remains here on the passenger side, with the power charge port door and the J3400 connector standard on every 2025 Ioniq 5, which does have Tesla charging capability as of me filming this video. Plug-in charge is even rolling out, and Hyundai Pay at select EV charger locations is compatible all with this vehicle. So let's take a quick look on the inside. Of course, this is the black H-Tex synthetic leather with XRT exclusive bits here on the door panel. In this portion right here, you have power windows, mirrors, locks, power folding mirrors. This does have the Bose premium audio system, which I think is fantastic. Power driver's seat, two-way power lumbar, XRT embossment here in the upper backrest portion right there. There's a look at the revised and refreshed dashboard, which of course is standard in every 2025 Ioniq 5. And then stepping inside, you have the new CCNC hardware and screens for the digital gauge cluster, infotainment system, HVAC controls are revised with some physical buttons and touch capacitive button changes, which make it all much easier to use. And a heated and ventilated seat with heated steering wheel are all on the center console. Wireless charging pad, a digital key, 2 large cup holders. All of this is very familiar on the channel. This one does not, it does slide actually. It is one of the trims that gets the sliding center console, which is always cool to see. Driver attention monitor, heated leather wrap steering wheel, as I mentioned. XRT does get a dedicated terrain drive mode. So that gives you sand, mud, and snow drive modes in addition to the normal drive, which is eco, normal, sport, and the My Drive customization, which as you can see does do change the digital gauge cluster. Adaptive cruise control, lane follow assist, highway drive assist on the left, audio multimedia on the right, paddle shifters for the regen adjustment on the backside. Then you have automatic headlights, and this vehicle unfortunately does not have a rain sense wipers, but the top fully loaded limited trim does. And there's the shift by wire column mounted gear shift. Usual buttons here on the left side, so nothing really new over there. There's the magnetic cloth pad for additional accessories, no heads-up display. But yeah, that is pretty much a look here at the front seat. It does have an auto-dimming interior rear mirror with garage home link. Black, pretty heavily textured headliner with LED vanity illumination. Overhead LED dome lights, SOS, no panoramic roof, as I mentioned. But yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and set up a couple cameras, take this vehicle for a first drive, and see what it feels like or some of the differences you might feel behind the wheel of the XRT in specific. So setting out here in the 2025 Hyundai Ioniq 5 XRT, of course, as you guys know, I have quite a bit of content, including some road trips in different Ioniq vehicles or just electric vehicles in general here on the channel, but I'm very curious to see how the Ioniq 5 XRT obviously is not going to handle that well, but just rides and drives in general in comparison to some of the other electric vehicles here at this Mama Spring Rally and the other Ioniq 5 trim levels. So putting the vehicle in sport mode, of course, 320 horsepower, 446 pound-feet of torque. Oh man, this thing absolutely scoots, and immediately you can feel some of the limitations from the Continental all-terrain tires. Overall, this is a very interesting product available on the market because Ford, of course, has the Mach-E Rally Edition, which is newer to the market as well. I think it's 1 or 2 model years old at this point, and does have a little bit of additional off-road credibility. And hitting those train tracks there, you can feel there's a decent amount of travel and floaty nature to this particular vehicle. And I think Hyundai is just targeting more of the outdoorsy, buyer that might want to take it on gravel roads, do some light off-roading, because certainly this doesn't have all the full travel or the hardware necessary to do more advanced or difficult things, but it's not going to be a slouch either. And there are going to be some inherent benefits, of course, to electric vehicles, the dual motor all-wheel drive system, and all-terrain tires with a little bit more suspension and ground clearance. It is honestly refreshing to get behind the wheel of the Ioniq 5 all-wheel drive, because this vehicle, considering its age and how much power it actually outputs, is no slouch. It's going to be a sub 5-second 0 to 60 time with just the standard all-wheel drive car, not to even mention the performance enhancements, which of course the Ioniq 5N has, which I did a separate dedicated video here from the Mama Spring Rally last year, and I was able to get one on loan from Hyundai. Absolute hoot to drive that car, but this car is still very enjoyable and will put a large smile on your face. Now, speaking of the enhancement for 2025, of course, this has the new 84 kilowatt hour battery pack, a little bit of additional range. Now, of course, the XRT is reading, varies on drive mode, but if you put it back into normal drive mode, you can see it's saying about 250 miles of range at 98% state of charge, up to 299 or as low 200s, depending on the drive mode and how you're driving the vehicle, what type of efficiency you're getting. J3400 charger on the charge port back there, so it does have Tesla supercharger capability out of the box. And all of the other NACS benefits that come with it. Still offers vehicle to load, so you don't need to worry about the integration there, as they sell a new adapter for that. And plug-in charge and some other benefits are going to be found on this vehicle. Need to be careful for other media journalists here. But taking this vehicle around the twisties and feeling the way the suspension runs, it's pretty good. I mean, considering the tires it has on it and the additional suspension travel it has, I could see this being a very enjoyable daily driver, and it would be interesting to see how it performed on adverse conditions, whether that be snow, gravel, sand, mud. Would have been cool to take this on the off-road course, but unfortunately this vehicle was not selected to go on that. Now, thinking back, that would have been a great opportunity. Even the easy course, I think this vehicle could have done it. But yeah, I think the Ioniq 5 for the 2025 model year refresh, of course, wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and the new CCNC software and hardware is a huge benefit, and that alone changes the whole interior. But Hyundai's listening to customer feedback and, you know, tweaking the buttons and physical knobs. Of course, we have the nice new steering wheel with the terrain mode for XRT. You have the sliding center console with physical buttons for your heated ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, wireless charger pad. All of this is revised and tweaked from that of the, you know, pre-facelift version of the generation of this vehicle. And I really, really like it. I think it's still one of the most competitive kind of, you know, compact to mid-size two-row electric crossovers out there. Not only on the charging side of things, because this vehicle, you know, with the larger battery pack, is still capable of charging at about 10 to 80% in 20 minutes, and slightly slower, of course, on superchargers as of now due to the voltage and power output differences from the hardware charging side and the vehicle side. But yeah, I think the XRT is a really cool offering. It'll be interesting to see what the take rate or maybe production figures of this vehicle will be, you know, over the next couple of years. Hopefully people are going to be buying this trim. It does come in the Cosmic Blue, which is exclusive to XRT and will be found on the 2026 Ioniq 9 vehicles. Also, I believe all of them come with the black interior, just like other Hyundai XRT products. So unfortunately, you can't get either of the other two options, but I think the black actually suits this vehicle quite well. And it would be nice to have a panoramic glass roof at least as an option. There you can see the Elkhart Lake Golf Course to our right. And yeah, I mean, it's actually quite quiet in here, even with the tires. No doubt Continental Hyundai worked together to tune the tire and the tread and the compound to be very good on-road, and certainly have some enhanced capabilities off-road with the design of the tread and, you know, everything like that. Now here we are going over some loose gravel. Barely even felt that, honestly. And yeah, plenty of ground clearance to have some fun activities if you do want to take this off the beaten path. Always cool to see some very cool cars up here at Elkhart Lake, especially during open track days or just in general. An acceleration from EVs will just never get old, but that has definitely a totally different type of vibe versus the car that's currently in front of us. So yeah, as we enter back into the track here at Road America, I think that is going to do it here for this video on the 2025 Hyundai Ioniq 5 XRT. Just want to take you guys for a quick tour, show you some of the differences, and give you my first driving impressions of this particular model. And yeah, I think it's a very interesting offering. Not really much to go over in terms of, you know, interior differences. It's really very similar to a limited, some characteristics from the XRT, or excuse me, the SEL. But at the end of the day, I think it's a unique offering. I appreciate Hyundai for, you know, bringing this product to the market, and it does have some competition in this space with the Mustang Mach-E Rally Edition. So, you know, I think there are some, you know, benefits to both. I think the charging architecture and EV architecture of this vehicle is a little bit more positive or beneficial than that of the Mustang Mach-E, just due to the capabilities and the charging speeds that eGMP offers. But at the same time, I'm sure the Mach-E Rally Edition does have some cool tricks up its sleeve as well in terms of off-road benefits and things like that. But Ioniq 5 XRT, certainly not going to be a slouch, and definitely offers more capability than that of the regular Ioniq 5 vehicles if you plan to take it off of the beaten path. So with all that information in mind, let me know what you guys think of the Ioniq 5 XRT down in the comment section below. Check out some additional content I have here from the 2025 Mama Spring Rally. Huge thanks to Hyundai for bringing this vehicle, as well as the 2026 Ioniq 9 out here for us to get our first driving and look impressions in person with this particular vehicle. And with all being said, I appreciate your continued support here on the channel and hope to see you guys in the next one.